All right, this is not usual for me to be recording while I am driving. However, I just had something I that's really dying to come through, and I was just reflecting on like how crucial it is to make the decision about what you want, about what you're saying yes to, about what you're manifesting, about your desire. Because I just really don't even know how. I've talked about this a little bit before on at least one previous video, and the energy of deciding is simply different. It's just different. In a previous video, I said, why wonder when you can decide? And that's the energy I'm talking about. There's such a difference. And I guess this is like, this came up for me because I had been sort of swimming in quote unquote, like, I did not consciously feel stuck. I was not consciously perpetuating stuckness. What I realized, though, however, was that I was kind of at a fork in the road with my business, and there were, with sort of taking my income to the next level, to be more specific, really a fork in the road, really about my wealth and finances and income, money. And I did realize, I was totally aware that I was riding two horses with one ass, right? Like, another way you can put it, which is the way I put it, which is how I sort of was flying under the radar for so long, was that I wasn't putting all of my eggs in one basket. The flip side of that, the other way of looking at that, however, is that I had split energy. I had energy going off in two literally completely opposite directions. And the question that I had here's what I realized. I continued to anchor into the future outcome that I'm at a red light, that's why I'm looking at you. The future outcome that I desired, and as a result of me anchoring into that energy, which I've talked about before, as a result of me anchoring into that energy, like there was this tension bubbling to the surface. And like I said, I wasn't even consciously aware of it. I really wasn't thinking about it in a negative sort of way. I was thinking about it as, I'm open to all possibilities. That's how I was approaching it. But what came through for me was all of a sudden, and again, this isn't coincidence. I have activated the energy within me, which is now, the machine is turned on and it's doing what it's supposed to be doing. And so as a result of me activating the energy, now all of a sudden the wheels are turning, and it occurred to me, is this the best approach? That was what happened. I asked myself, but is this actually the best approach? The clarity came to me. It's not. Honestly, the minute I asked the question was the same minute I had the answer. It just took me a moment to ask the question. Okay, so now I'm parked because I'm going to run in and get a bev. So it came to me, like the minute the question rose up within me, no, oh my God, I forgot this part. That's not actually true. I started asking the question, and then I started feeling dissonance and tension in my body. Actually, it was not instantaneous. That was the point of this video. It wasn't instantaneous. I sat with the question, and then the question, sitting with the question, here was the mistake I made. I acted like I didn't have the answer within me. Sorry, guys. I acted like I didn't have the answer with me. I asked the question, and I sort of intended clarity, but the energy within me was, I don't know what to do, but I'm open to the answer flowing to me. I was in the energy of I don't know. And then what happened was the tension started to get stronger. The dissonance within me was greater. The frustration started to build. And this is what happens, right? This is what happens when the energy is activated and we sort of hit a bump in the road. And it was actually because my client was fed up with not having clarity about a certain direction to go in his business. And I was coaching him on it, and I was giving him brilliant advice. I actually talked about this in a previous video. And I realized all of a sudden that opened the door. Again, no accidents, no coincidences here. Obviously, this was part of my expansion as well as his. And it occurred to me, oh my gosh, it just occurred to me. I have this question out to the universe. I was acting like I don't have the answer. And again, my own wise words came flying back to me. Why wonder when you can decide? Why wonder when you can know? That was the moment when I realized that I was in the energy of not knowing rather than knowing. I firmly believe, although sometimes I forget because I'm a human, I firmly believe that the answers are within us. Now, that doesn't mean that we're all geniuses and we actually know every mathematical equation, and it doesn't mean that we have all of the knowledge that exists out into the world. What it means is, in moments like this, I actually do have the answer. The answer is actually within me. And like, for example, like just to go off on that, what I was just saying, if there was some sort of course or something that I needed to take, that inspiration would come through me. That clarity is actually in me about what to do next. That's what that means. So there was a period of time where I was in the energy of I don't know, and therefore I didn't have an answer to my question, and I didn't like that, and tension was building. And so after coaching my client, of course, brilliant, yes, thank you, universe, for placing that opportunity in front of me for my own personal expansion, I realized at that point, holy shit, I'm in the energy of I don't know. Okay, well, let's change that. I said, fuck that shit. I do know. I do actually have this clarity. I do know. Now, when I was saying that, I didn't actually know what was going to come out next. I was just, but what happened was, and this comes back full circle now to what I started this recording talking about. I decided. It doesn't matter that 10 seconds ago, I knew that I didn't know the answer, that I didn't have this clarity. The tension within me was strong enough where I went, fuck this shit. I do know. Actually, I do know. And that decision, that energy, that ramp up of that burst of energy, like a volcano exploding, right? Like a volcano erupting. I can think of so many other inappropriate analogies of explosion, but won't go there. In that moment of that explosive burst of energy, where I just I decided and I declared, fuck that, I do know. That's when it was instantaneous. That was like the minute I said that was the same minute. I didn't even have to take a breath. That is how instantaneous it was. Fuck that shit, I do know. It is a problem that I've got my energy split. It's not the best approach. And obviously, this approach here, when it comes to, again, building my wealth and my finances, calling in more money, it was just instantaneous. I didn't give myself time to question it. I didn't give myself time to think about it. Because our brains, our mind bodies are working to keep us safe always. So they will interfere. I said, I do know. It is an issue. I am splitting my energy. And this route over here in my business is the preferred, correct, best route for me forward. It was like that. Why? It all started with anchoring in and activating the energy of my overall desire. Like if we go all the way back, that's where it started. And I've talked about this. I actually go through the whole cycle. I called it the next level you breakthrough cycle. And I pulled it from my signature course. And I talked about it. I walked you guys through it in a previous video. And I don't have that many previous videos. And it's the only video with those words in the title. So it'll be very easy for you to find. The next level you breakthrough cycle. I talk about this is how you manifest, especially when it's something you deeply desire or something you've got a lot of like baggage around. Other manifestations that are sort of fresh and brand new and light, and they can happen very easily without a lot of effort. But when it's something that matters a lot to you, when it's something big that feels big to you, when it's something that maybe you've failed at multiple times, all of those contribute to needing a more structured systematic approach, which is that next level you breakthrough cycle that I talked about. So anchoring into the energy of my deepest desire, which is this next level wealth goal that I have, right? This manifestation of this next level of wealth in my life. And activating that energy, being committed to activating that energy on a regular basis is what set me up for this moment where the universe was conspiring with me and my body when that energy was activated within me for this desire. The machine within me got turned on, the wheels started turning, and everything that's out of alignment with me being a match for this deep desire that I have, everything that was out of alignment is now bubbling to the surface as triggers, as tension, as shit that doesn't feel good. My job is to pay attention and notice when it's happening. And that's what happened when I suddenly, what bubbled to the surface into my consciousness, out of my subconscious, something that was unconsciously just like existing within me, and I didn't even realize it, was she's splitting her energy right now. She's not putting all of her eggs in one basket. That's how my brain tricked me. But there was dissonance within me. There was tension. Something was off, and I didn't know what it was. And then the question bubbled to the surface. Everybody that walks out of the cafe looks at me But I feel like I could just be randomly talking to someone, like on a call. So it's fine. They don't know that I'm like recording for YouTube right now. So, okay. So I'm sorry, I got distracted because once again, someone walked out and looked at me, and I looked up and saw them looking at me, and it was funny. So that tension caused me to ask the question. Asking the question caused more tension until I got to the point where the water sitting in the pot turned into a boil and is now boiling over. I got to my boiling over point where I was like, wait a minute, fuck this. It was almost like a remembering. Wait a minute, that's not who I am. That's not how it works. Wait a minute, I'm a conscious creator. Wait a minute, I know how this works. I get to decide. Fuck this shit. I do know. I am deciding. I do have the answer. I do know the answer. I do have this clarity. And then it came pouring out of me. Like I was vomiting it out. The answer. Just so clear. Crystal clear. Unquestionable. Like immediate answer. So that is why, I guess the point of this video is to remind you the importance, of anchoring into the energy, because you got to activate that energy. I guess actually what I meant to say in this video was like, you know, if things like this aren't happening for you, you haven't activated the energy properly within you. That's what I actually was like, I came here to say that. Like, hey, if you're not experiencing this, if you're just going through your day and you're sort of like, oh, I want this, right? Like, I want $1 million, or I want to find my soulmate, or I want to lose 20 pounds, or, I want to call in more consistent 5-figure months, or I want more clients, or like whatever it is. Like, let's say like you're just like, oh, this is what I want to manifest. And then crickets. And then you're just living your life and nothing gets shaken up within you. There's no tension, there's no discomfort, there's no movement. You didn't activate the energy. You didn't. Like, you did not successfully activate. This happens. I've already said this before, and I feel like it might be kind of like bold for me to say it, but it's been 100% my experience and my clients' experiences, so I feel comfortable saying that if within 24 hours or 48 hours, you don't notice something different, even if it's just within you, you probably haven't activated the energy of your desire within you. And just really quickly, because I don't want to leave you hanging, but probably this should be a whole different video, to activate the energy within you, you are feeling the feelings as if it's already yours, like it already happened. Like 2 weeks ago, you got your desire. Like, how do you feel now? It's already yours. You lost the weight. You've got consistent 5-figure months. You found your soulmate. You are together and loving this experience of you with your soulmate. You bought the thing you wanted to buy, whatever. You achieved the financial goal that you wanted to achieve. You're in the best health of your life. You lost the weight, whatever it is. You're imagining that, and you're saying like, how? So there's 2 ways to approach this. You can just ask yourself, how do I expect to feel? What do I think this is going to give me? How do I think I'm going to feel if I have this thing? The second thing you can do is literally imagine it as done. Imagine, okay, boom, some fairy godmother came along, waved their magic wand, and they gave me this thing that I wanted. Now how, like, what am I experiencing? Like, how does that feel? What does it look like? What does it look like? What does it sound like? What does it feel like? What are the thoughts I'm thinking? What do I know to be true? Like, you're giving yourself that experience of it being your experience already. You're giving yourself the experience of like, this is me. This is who I am. I am the person that has that thing. Because when it comes down to manifesting what we desire, what muggles don't understand is that Because what they will say is, well, I'll be grateful when I have the new car. I'll be grateful when I have the new job. I will be so full of love and gratitude and appreciation when I've found my soulmate. They think that how they feel will change once they have the thing. And they don't realize, no, you change how you feel now. Oh, this car next to me. In case you're wondering, if you are parked next to another car and you have your window rolled down and you're smoking a cigarette, the person sitting next to you is now inhaling all of your smoke, and it's disgusting and it's horrifying, and I hate it, and I'm not happy. And this person is completely aloof and doesn't care. They are in their own little world, sitting in their car with their window open, smoking. Like, maybe they're just choosing to be totally oblivious to the fact that, like, them smoking completely affects everybody around them, and that, like, you are putting that smoke on me right now, and I don't appreciate it. It's fine. I'm sorry. I hate the smell. Okay, so I've got to wrap this up. Maybe that's the universe saying, don't go longer. I did lose my train of thought because the smoke is, like, really, of course my windows are up and right, but it's like literally clouding my judgment right now. It's so distracting and it smells so bad, and I'm like, if I open up the other side of my car, like, will I not smell the smoke? No, that's not it. Okay, so what people get, I'm so proud of myself for coming back around to this. What people don't understand is that you actually feel the feelings first to call in the manifestation. It's not, when I get it, I will feel this way. It is, I am activating, intentionally, consciously choosing to activate those feelings now to call it to me. And then, yes, I will continue to enjoy those feelings. So many people don't realize that, and that's absolutely key. So I'm so glad that I was able to lock it up and pull it back in. The smoker has left. Ah, the smoker has left. I can breathe again. Sorry. Was that obnoxious? I'm sorry. Listen, just is what it is. Remember, your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to live and love your life on purpose. Until next time, have a great day, guys.